we spend too much effort worrying about proper grammar and spelling and things like that. And I think it's wasted effort. So if it were up to me, I would like make it so that many different alternative spellings are considered correct or whatever, or you know, standardized and so on. And we have a little bit of that concept. So like in English, if you want to spell the word gray, there's two very common ways of spelling it, right? Like G-R-E-Y and G-R-A-Y. And I think most people are comfortable with that, like most English speakers. They're not like, you know, what? This is crazy, you know, that's impossible. Like, no, they're like, yeah, sure, there's two ways of spelling it, that's fine. But I think people have trouble with the idea of like, well, that means there's also, you know, why don't we have two, like multiple ways of spelling all sorts of words, you know? Why don't we be a lot loose in what are the correct, you know, ways to spell lots of different words? And there are reasons why, you know, but I think we haven't found the right balance yet. I think we're too strict on spelling. Color should be spelled with a U, yeah. So that's, I think, the British spelling, right? Generally. Whereas Americans like to not have the U in there. And the Canadians tend to use the British spelling because Canada was, you know, well, Canada and the United States were both colonies of the British Empire originally, right? So I guess originally they probably both spelt it with a U. I'm not sure about this. I don't know about the history, the etymology of the word. But I guess at some point the language evolved in the US so that we don't put the U anymore. But in Canada that change did not happen, and then we continue to put the U. So when I write like emails or whatever at work, I actually use the British spelling pretty often because I was born in Canada, and that's like the more normal spelling to me. I don't write the word color that often, but I do write the word behavior. You know, like the behavior of this software system is incorrect or whatever. And so I put a U in behavior, and most Americans don't put a U there. But we're able to understand each other, right? Like it's when I write the word with a U, they're not like, I don't know what this word is. I'm like, what are you trying to say? I'm confused. And similarly, when don't put the U, I also understand what they're trying to say, right? I'm not confused about what word they're trying to. And so that's why I say, like, well, if we're able to communicate, then who cares exactly which spelling is used, right? Like, because I think the main argument for, like, you know, when the people say like it's important to spell correctly, it's like because otherwise, if you're just spelling things like in a really weird way, people might not know what word you're trying to write. Like, you know, like if you just, it might make it very hard to read. And that's true. Like there are some, if you go really wild, then yeah, maybe I'm reading your sentence and I don't know what you're trying to say. Like I don't know what words you're writing. It's confusing to me. But in many cases, it's not confusing. In many cases, I am able to understand exactly what you're trying to say. You know, like you can read an article with typos in it, and you still know what the article is saying, even though there's a typo. And so the typo is not that big a deal, like to me.